Good morning, Katie.
Hey, Joanne, how you doing?
Thank you for having me in your gorgeous home.
Oh, my pleasure. I'm so excited you could come by.
So why Milton? What made you pick Milton?
Well, being in Florida before we moved here, although it was fun, we didn't feel like it was a great place for us to raise our family. And we were at that stage in our lives where we were going to start having kids. Milton, with the change of seasons and more the suburban feel, felt more like what we had grown up with. Up north. We like having the seasons.
But you've lived in Milton for a while, and now you recently moved within Milton. So tell me a little bit about why you did that.
So we have always loved the Milton area. We moved here in 2008. We've had 2 kids since then. And a few years ago, we just kind of started to have the conversation about where we were living in Milton and if that was our forever home. When the opportunity came up where we could design and build our own home, that was really exciting to us. But we wanted to be within the city of Milton. And so we came across this area and just went for it.
So really, was it the area or the house?
It was definitely the area, but the ability to customize our home and make it exactly what we wanted, which really kind of, sealed the deal. Mm-hmm. We didn't want to move just to move.
Right. So we're in, and you had said this when we talked earlier, it's tucked away. So we're right off of Ebenezer Road, and it is tucked away back in here. And that's what you loved about the area.
It is tucked away. You feel like you are far removed from any busy road, the hustle and bustle of traffic and school buses. However, we're so close to all of those things. So in our everyday lives, getting to the grocery store or getting to a restaurant to go out to dinner or getting our kids to their activities, it's still very easy. And in thinking about that, we thought about our old home, what we liked, what we didn't like. We really liked having a sitting room off of our kitchen where we could read a book, have a cup of coffee, have a glass of wine. We had a formal dining room that we never used or would use just a few days a year. And when we were talking with the architects and laying out this house, we thought, well, do we really need a formal dining room? Like, this is our chance to do something different and kind of give it make it how we want it to be.
So when you come into the house, obviously we're in the room that sometimes is either a formal dining room or it's an office. Mm-hmm. So what was this room originally?
They said this could be where an office is or where a formal dining room is. And we thought, well, we really want a sitting area. My husband, David, thought, well, what if we just made part of the room like a wall of wine? Like, instead of just storing our wine in a basement, in a room, what if we were able to create a wine unit within the room that keeps the wine at a great temperature, but is also like a focal point and something that's really pretty to look at.
Wow. All right, so your favorite room's the kitchen.
Yes.
Let's head over there.
Okay.
Okay, Katie, we're in your favorite room of the
Yes.
house. You told me, though, this kitchen you love because it's the flow of everything. You love the flow.
Yes.
And the fridge. But
Yes.
tell me first about the flow.
I mean, this is the part of the home where we spend most of our time. I have a couple school-age children, so the fact that it's situated where people can walk in from the garage and mudroom in that direction, or the friend's porch here, like over my shoulder, it's very easy to walk through to get your snack.
There's 2 entrances.
Exactly.
Okay.
Easy to cook a meal, and it flows into the living space. So, I can be preparing a meal, watching something on the television, on the other end of the room.
And it wasn't like that in your other property?
It wasn't. It was to a certain extent, but this flows much better. So we kind of took what we really liked from our old kitchen and brought it to this kitchen and made a couple changes.
Okay. So specifically, what did you love about the old one that you wanted to make sure you did in here?
Well, we had a very similar size island. We love having a big island to prepare food, and the kids eat a lot of their meals there, sitting at the other end of the counter. We loved having a big range. We did the wider range because we like having the griddle with the hood above it. We added a little more storage than we had in the old kitchen. That was something that I felt was lacking.
Did you always have these that came down to the countertop?
We did not.
This hides a lot.
It does. In our old home, we had some shelves, which I think really worked in that space because it was a smaller kitchen and it opened it up. But I do like being able to hide things, like you said, and just have that clean look and not the pressure of always having your shelves look perfect.
That makes sense. Now tell me about your refrigerator.
Our fridge is a little bigger than your standard fridge, but again, when you're building a home and designing the cabinetry, you have the ability to specify what size you want the fridge to be. And when it came time to pick the fridge, we went for it. And it's so big, it holds so much more than your standard size refrigerator. My fun little feature is that you can open it just by pressing on the handle, and it holds so much that we don't need that.
This is the fridge side, and
this is the fridge side.
Okay.
This is the freezer side, and it stores so much for us.
Yeah.
The floors were actually like a standard feature from the builder. We like the lighter floors.
Okay.
Again, we have an active family, we have a dog, and the lighter floors just hide stuff better than a darker floor, and we're really happy that we did that. And it adds like a nice contrast.
You mentioned lighting, and I asked you, do you mean more lights or just the type of quality of lighting?
I think the quality of the fixtures, especially in your main living space. I don't think we splurged in our secondary bedrooms or, a space where we're not gonna be that much, but this main living area is where we spend the bulk of our time. So we thought it's worth getting the nicer fixture. Getting
your chandelier, your beautiful pendants.
The pendants, the sconces, like really making it look finished.
So from all of this, what do you feel like you've learned the most from moving into a new house and actually kind of renovating the one that you moved from? What would you say you've learned from this process?
I've learned that it's ideal if you're not living in the space when you're doing the work. And we had the luxury of doing that because it was a new build. But kind of along with that, if you are building a home or renovating a space, it's better to just do what you really want if you can.
That's great advice. Katie, thank you.
You're welcome.
Been amazing, and I love everything you've done. I can't wait to come back because you're still working on it.
Yeah, it's a work in progress, but we're getting there.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Don't miss another video visit. Click to subscribe and have Behind the Curtain virtually delivered from our doorstep to yours.